Happy Project for Awesome! We're Tuataria, a community of nerdfighters united by the scavenger hunts created by John Green and Rosianna Haas Rojas. Like all nerdfighters, we want to decrease world suck, and what better way to do that than through the Project for Awesome? This year, the charity we're supporting is the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. We've decided to pick this charity in part because we have at least a few members that have cerebral palsy.
This video comes to you in 5 parts.
Part 1. What is cerebral palsy?
Cerebral palsy, or CP, is a group of neurological disorders which affects motor skills, muscle tone, or movement, affecting about 500,000 children in the U.S. It is caused by injuries to the brain during, before, or soon after birth due to things like lack of oxygen to the brain, premature birth, infant strokes, doctor malpractice, or parental mistakes.
A person with CP is likely to have either extremely tight or extremely loose muscles, as well as abnormal reflexes and a lack of balance. This can make everyday activities such as going to the shops, eating, cooking, showering, even talking a challenge. Therefore, many people with CP use mobility aids such as canes, walkers, braces, or wheelchairs. They may also need a part-time or full-time carer. However, it exists on a very large spectrum and no two cases of CP are exactly alike.
The spectrum of people with CP ranges, and thus individualized specialist care is crucial. People with CP also commonly have concurrent disorders like epilepsy, visual or hearing impairments, as well as mental illnesses. People with CP also have a higher likelihood of developing other disorders or complications if they are not given the proper care by the doctors and care staff.
Part 2. The Cerebral Palsy Foundation.
The Cerebral Palsy Foundation, or CPF, was founded in 1949 by Isabel Weinstein Goldston and her husband Leonard, two parents whose daughter had been diagnosed with CP. In their search for treatment, they were shocked by the lack of accessible and affordable specialist care for their daughter and other individuals with CP. Their organisation seeks to change this for today's families and transforms lives through research, innovation and collaboration. Here are some of the specific things the charity does.
Research. The Early Detection Initiative seeks to lower the age at which CP is detected. Early detection and diagnosis allows for children to have the best interventions possible and allows parents access to support resources as early as possible.
Reduces stigma. CPF has partnered with the New York City Department of Education to launch the Just Say Hi campaign, which is helping to make schools a more inclusive environment for kids with disabilities. This is especially important since people with CP often face discrimination or harassment because of their disabilities.
Promotes accessibility for people with CP. The CPF has partnered with Microsoft to create an adaptive controller for Xbox that allows people of all abilities to play both alone or with friends. They've also launched the Accessibility is Beautiful initiative, where they invite designers to submit designs for accessibility technologies that prove that those technologies don't just have to be functional. They can be beautiful as well. As it says on their website, too often accessibility is overlooked or built solely with utility in mind. But inclusive design can change lives and bring beauty to the environment.
Part 3. Voices of people with cerebral palsy.
Hi, I'm Nora, and I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy when I was 3.
I'm Erin, and I was born with cerebral palsy.
So what was your prognosis when you were diagnosed?
The prognosis when I was diagnosed was that I would not be able to talk or walk or write, essentially being in a vegetable state and not able to do anything for myself.
How does this condition affected your life?
It's affected my life in many ways, to be honest, whether it be walking or learning how to use my fingers and how to grab things, just the simple things that we all take for granted. Being able to pick up things, lift my head up, or like roll over, like even those little milestones. It's all been kind of a journey. After all that I've been through between physical therapy and language therapy, I still have issues with walking like a normal person. That's very difficult. Actually, I have to wear this, which is an AFO brace, which goes around my leg and helps me to walk more like a normal person, because my feet like to put the toes down first instead of the heel, which unfortunately makes me more prone to injury.
And why should I care about this condition?
People with disabilities make up the world's largest minority group, but they are also the group that is most often left behind when progress is made. People with CP make up the largest component of that group, as CP affects nearly 17 million people worldwide.
Every hour, there's a child born with cerebral palsy, and that adds up to a lot of children, and you don't know who it's going to be.
Despite this, there are extremely few resources out there and even fewer studies being done. That is why the Cerebral Palsy Foundation is so important. The CPF has been on the forefront of conducting research and promoting accessibility since it was created, and the progress they make directly benefits people with CP.
Why should you, yes you, support the Cerebral Palsy Foundation?
Tuataria is a community that values inclusivity. We are a collection of people that spans different continents, ages, abilities, and walks of life. Ultimately, the Cerebral Palsy Foundation aims to make the world more inclusive too, just like Tuataria does. People often think of issues like accessibility and inclusivity as ethical obligations, and they are, but they can also make us, all of us, better.
Communities are strongest when we can have a wide range of perspectives and voices coming together. Supporting the CPF is supporting a more complete and cohesive society in which everyone can participate, benefit, and learn.
And now for part 5, the conclusion.
Thanks for watching. Remember to vote for us on the P4A website. You can also donate to the project for us from Indiegogo at the link in the doobly-doo below, where you also find a website with more information about the CPF and how to donate. DFTVA and happy Project for Awesome.